Good evening. It's November 30. Today we're going to have a look at web APIs, .NET, ASP.NET web APIs. And because we need some APIs in my web application, and put on some music here. So we are going to dive into the documentation and have a look at minimal APIs and some normal controller-based APIs. But let's first start the show. So welcome back. Let's switch to the code window here. What we need in our web application, www.soft, as in software.com, we need an API that calls out to YouTube APIs and get the information from the videos down there. And because this is a Blazor application, we can't store any secrets in the Blazor application. It's client side, it's WebAssembly, so we don't want to store any secrets in there. So we're going to talk to an API, and that will get the information from YouTube and present it on the website over here. But first do some learning today and go through the tutorials for creating the web API. There's also, I think yesterday was this live stream by James Montemagno and John Galloway, I think. And they also presented on the web API, and I have to look that back sometime later. But let's first do some learning here. So let's start with the documentation here by Rick Anderson and Kirk Larkin. What we are going to do, create a web API, add a model and a class, database context scaffold controller with the CRUD, create read, update, and delete something methods. Configure a routing URL path and return values, and call the API with Postman. Postman is a tool to test your APIs. So this is the overview. Here's the client, and we are talking to the MVC application with the model in there, data access layer. We probably also need a data access layer to store the video information and cache information. But the way we did it with the SDNcast side was by caching it. Let's see if the SDNcast is running, by the way, today. I don't see any live things here. Maybe YouTube. I don't think there is a live stream today. That's been 2 weeks ago, so I would expect another live stream today, but that's okay. Let's start with the tutorial here. Let's see how we can set this up side by side. Maybe something like this. There's no way to remove the side, I think. Let's go. Prerequisites for Studio 2022. So that's updated already with ASP.NET and web development workload. That's in there. From file menu, select new project. basically I want to do something like this, create a new project and enter something here like web API and select ASP.NET Core Web API. That's this one, the C# to be sure. There's the other one, it's F#. I think this should be good. And press next. And configure your new project dialog. Name the project To-Do API. To-Do API. And hit next. Let's do a repo. Go in here and create a new folder. 2021 11/30. Select folder. To-Do API. Select next. In additional information, confirm the framework is .NET 6 long term and select create. No authentication at this time. Configure HTTPS. No Docker and not for Linux. Use controllers. Yes. Enable Open API support. Sounds good. Let's put this in a box here. The project template creates a weather forecast API with support for Swagger. Okay. Press Ctrl F5 to run without the debugger. Ctrl F5. Expect this to be in a better box, by the way. That's it. Weather forecast. There you are. Get. And we are getting some weather here. Schemas, date, temperature, and summary. Good. Let's go in here. Let's close this. We can also close my website for now. No certificate, so it's already there for localhost because we do a lot of localhost development. And Swagger page is displayed. Get try it out and displays. Let's try it again. Let's put this side by side. Swagger index.html, there it is. Displays the curl command. What's the curl command? Is that this? That's this. The URL to test the weather forecast API. That's this one. I don't think it's showing that. The URL to test the response, code, body, and header. No, it's not all showing. Yeah, over here. I think the documentation is somewhat outdated, or maybe Dropbox list with the media types and example value. If Swagger page doesn't appear, there is a Swagger page. see this GitHub issue. Swagger is used to generate full documentation and help pages for a web API. This tutorial focuses on creating a web API. For more information on Swagger, see something Open API. Copy and paste the request URL in the browser. Why would we do that? Because it's already in there. The request URL, that's not the Swagger thing. Localhost port weather forecast. And is there a URL in here showing? Oh, there it is. So the documentation here. Oh, we had to properly read here. So let's try this again. So what it reads here is the Swagger page. Swagger index is displayed. Select get, try it out, execute. Get, try it out, execute. And that will show you the curl command and the URL to test. That's this one. Copy the response body. Sweltering, mild, warm, freezing, and balmy. Steve Balmy. A drop-down box with media types and example value and schema. The response header, there is. Copy and paste the request URL in the browser. Let's do it here. Enter. There we have some output like this. It wasn't formatted. It's a JSON. It's JSON in brackets. Chili, we are missing balmy in here. Bracing. Update the launch URL. In properties launch settings.json. In here. Where is it? Properties launch settings.json. Change the launch URL, copy. Update launch URL from Swagger. We have multiple profiles to do API. This and then remove the Swagger one. What's the first one, by the way? It's IAS. Save. Because Swagger will be removed, the preceding markup changes the URL that is launched to get to the get method of the controller. Added following sections. Add a model class. A model is a set of classes that represent the data that the app manages. The model for this app is a single to-do items class. In the solution folder, Solution Explorer, I should say, create a folder. Right click the project, new folder, add new folder, model, models with an S. And right click the models folder and add a class to do item. Add class to do item.cs. Replace the template code with the following. Copy this and Ctrl A, Ctrl V. We have a class to do item with an ID and a name, nullable name, and is complete boolean. The ID property function is a unique key in the relational database. Model class can go everywhere, anywhere in the project, but the models folder is used by convention. Add a database context. The database context is the main class that coordinates entity framework model. Entity framework functionality for the data model. The class is created by deriving from a Microsoft Entity Framework Core DB context class. From the tools menu, select a Nuget manager. Tools. Nuget manager. For solutions. Yeah, for solution. Swashbuckle is installed already. Select the Browse tab. And what are we looking for? Microsoft Entity Framework Core in memory. We are going to create an in-memory database, apparently. Select project checkbox in the right and then select install project. It will select all, then install. Yes, and I accept. Why? Restart. Requires restarting the application. Is it running? Yeah, it's running. Select project and then install. That's what we did. Add a to-do context, database context. Right click the model folder and add class to-do context. Add class again and to-do context.cs. That will be for the database context. Enter the following code. Copy and paste, override it. It's using Microsoft Framework, namespace to do API. Models. Requires restarting the application. There's a question again, if we want AI assisted, that's really very, very helpful. Yes, enable it, and then we have to agree with the sharing of information over the internet. So the code in here is now something like this: Microsoft Entity Framework Core. Code analysis, but it's not used apparently. Namespace to do API models, to do context. Register the database context. In the ASP.NET Core Services such as DB context must be registered with a dependency injection container. The container provides the service for two controllers. Update programs.cs, program.cs. Let's see, in here we need to using Microsoft Entity Framework Core, using Microsoft Entity Framework Core, using to do API.models. Then go to the add controller section here, and let's do it a bit like this. Builder dot services, and then not add MVC but add DB context to do list. Oh, that should be quotes. Options use in memory database to do a list. Semicolon. Something's wrong here. Add DB context. That should not be in quotes, because that's an item. I don't think it's existing already, no. And the Swagger doc can go, apparently. Is that still in there? Add Swagger gen. A builder. That's, by the way, it's not builder, but it's app. That's interesting. That's mentioning builder there. We don't need it here. You might wonder why it's using builder in here. So let's pretend this one is right. Oop. But there should be an external line in here. App. There it was already used. Developer exception page. Kind of predicts it already what is in there. Then commenting the Swagger thing, it's also different, by the way. Swagger gen. That's it. Removes the Swagger calls. Removes unused using directives. Add the database context for DI. Specify the database context. We'll use an in-memory database. I'm wondering why this is. Is this returning builder? Let's see what happens if we do this. Oh. There's also an environment there. I web post. Same thing. Let's leave the app in, as this is the default generated one. Scaffolding controller, right-click controllers. And add new scaffolded item. Select API controller with actions. API controller with actions using entity framework. And add. In the API controller with actions using entity framework, select to do item. To do API models in model class. Select to do context. Yeah. Controller name to do items controller. Let's just click add here. I have a sip of water in the meantime. Oh. Fix the build errors and try again. Yeah, but that's for the to-do list is not there yet. Did I miss that? Yeah, I did. No to-do list. There's no to-do list yet. Where is the to-do list? To-do list. Oh, really? This should be not to-do list. This should be to-do context. So you better do some better reading there. There's a fix. I should trust the fix, the error message from Studio instead of trusting myself. Scaffolding the folder again. So let's do this again. Add new scaffold item using entity framework. This would be the to-do item, I think. Here, context, and that's to-do item controller. There we are. The generated code marks the class with the API controller. Attribute as this. No, the API controller attribute as this one. This attribute indicates that the controller responds to the web API request for information about specific behaviors that attribute enables. See create web APIs and ASP.NET Core uses the DI to inject the database context, to do context there, and that's injected in here. Database context is used for each of the CRUD methods: create, read, update, and delete. ASP.NET Core template for controllers with view include actions. Action in the route template, and API controllers don't include action in the route template. When the action token isn't in the route template, the action name is excluded from the route. Here is controller, I think. Update the post to do item create method. So update the return statement in the post to do item. Post to do item. Post to do item. Let's carefully read this. Async task action result to do item, post to do item, to do item, to do item. Context to do item, add to do item, await context save change async. And we're changing return create add action, get to do item new. So we're going to override that one with return create created add action, name of get to do item. This is not right. New ID equals to do item dot ID. Let's change the text here to do item dot ID to do item there. The preceding code is HTTP post method is indicated by HTTP post attribute. The method gets the value of the to do item from the body of the HTTP request. For more information, see attribute. The created add action method returns the HTTP status code. If successful, 201 adds a location header to the response. The location header specifies the URL, the URI of the newly created to do item. Reference get to do item action references the to do item action. Get to do item action to create the location headers URI. C# name of a keyword is used to avoid hard coding like this. That's not nice. In the created add action, install HTTP REPL. Let's go to the command line there. repos. No. It should set Z repos. That's better. CD 2021 11 30. Yeah. .NET to install global Microsoft .NET dash HTTP REPL, something like this. If you don't have the .NET 5 SDK or runtime install. Well, you have 6 installed. So the question is, should this be 6 or should it be 5? Test post to do item. Press Ctrl F5 to run the application. Ctrl F5 to run the application. Where did it go? No, I don't want to dock it. So that's now empty. Where were we? Press Ctrl F5 to run the application. Open a new terminal window and run the following command. If your app uses a different port number, replace 5001 in the HTTP REPL command. This is 7143. Go to the, let's go in here. HTTP REPL. Something like this. HTTPS localhost and then the port API to do items. Following commands. If your port uses a different number, don't think so. Copy. Paste anywhere. Anyway. Oh, it's one command. What? Let's see, is it one command? Like this. So what should happen there? Like this? No. Do we need to close this and do it again? This is not working, I think. is it? Oh, it is. That's not right. Let's read again. Open a new terminal window and run the following commands. If your app uses a different port number, replace 5001 in the HTTP REPL command with your port number. Well, I'm pretty sure that we have a different port number like this. Copy. It's now like this, and then go to here again, copy, post something. That's working. So apparently we had to open and close the command window again. That's also what is mentioned here, open a new terminal window. But it is 7143 in this case. And we're still in the command prompt. This is the output, 201 created. ID 2, yeah, probably have 2 now. Test the location header, copy and paste it into an HTTP REPL get command. Following assumes that you're still in the HTTP REPL session, and we are. If you ended it, replace connect with HTTP REPL. Connect. This should be 7143. 7143. Say get one dog. Examine the get methods. Connect to do items. Without ID. Oh. Connect. Oh, we have twice connect. That's not right. Now nothing happens. Oh, and also the port is not right. Come on, guys. 7143. Get. Now you see that we have 2 because we ran it twice. Routing and URL paths. HTTP get attribute denotes the method that responds to get request. The URL path for each method is constructed as follows. Start with the template string in the controller's route attribute. Where is it? There. API controller. Where's the API controller? Here. Route API controller. Replace controller with the name of the controller. By convention, it's the controller name class minus controller. So this should be for this sample. The controller name is to do items controller. To do items controller. This one. Copy and we replace that without the controller part. To do items, ASP doesn't care, routing is case insensitive. Let's see. Case insensitive. If the HTTP GET attribute has a route template, for example, HTTP GET controller products, append that to the path. This sample doesn't use a template. For more information, attribute routing, blah blah blah. In the following get to do item method, ID is the placeholder variable. Get to do item. This one. ID is the placeholder variable for the unique identifier of the to-do item. When get to do item is invoked, the value of ID in the URL is provided in method ID, HTTP ID. That's basically this section here. Return values. Do we need to do something here? When get to do item is invoked, the value of ID in the URL is provided to the method as the ID parameter. The return type of the get to do items and get to do item methods is action result. Well, it's more than that. It's basically an async action result. Type ASP.NET Core automatically serializes the object to JSON and writes the JSON into the body of the response message. The response code for this return type is 200 OK. Assuming there's no unhandled exception, unhandled exceptions are translated into 5xx errors. Action result return types. Action result return types can represent a wide range of HTTP status codes. For example, get to do item can return two different status values. If no item matches 404, not found error. Otherwise, the method returns 200, returning items. Item results in an HTTP 200 response. The put to do item method. Is this one. Put to do item is similar to post to do item, except it uses HTTP put. There. The response is 204, no content. According to HTTP specification, the put request requires a client to send the entire updated entity and not just the changes. To support partial updates, use HTTP patch. That's interesting. So you have to overwrite the complete item there. If you get an error calling put to do item in the following section, call get to ensure there is an item in the database. Test the put to do item method. This sample uses an in-memory database that must be initialized each time the app is started. There must be an item in the database before you make a put call. The call get to ensure that there is an item in the database before you're making a put call. That's somewhat double. That's also in here somewhere. Updated to do item that has ID 1 and set name to feed fish. So, do we still have it running? Yeah, I think so. Get, yeah. Now do the connect something to do items -1. Then put H. Let's copy that. And make that feed fish. It says no content. Then we have a get. Connect to all items. Get. Oh, that's not right. There was a double S in there. We don't want the double S. Get. Now we have two. One with the feed fish. Tested the delete to do item. It should be a delete to do item. To do item there. That's an ACP delete with an ID. That requires an ID also. Connect to the one item. Say delete. So connect to all. Again, double S. Get. There's only one left. Prevent overposting. Currently, a sample application exposes the entire to-do item object production app typically limit the data that input and return using a subset of the model. There are multiple reasons behind this, and security is a major one. The subset of a model is usually referred to as data transfer object, DTO, input model, or view model. DTO is used in this tutorial. DTO may be used to prevent overposting, hide properties the client is not supposed to view, omit some properties in order to reduce payload size, flatten object graphs that contain nested objects. Flattened object graphs can be more convenient for clients. To demonstrate this DTO approach, update the to-do item class. Item class in models, I think, yeah. To do item and add a property in there. Prop public string 0 nullable secret like this. The secret field needs to be hidden from the app, but the administrative app could choose to expose it. Create a DTO model. Add new item class CS. Copy this bunch over there. So this one doesn't show the secret. Update item to do item controller to use to do item DTO. Controller. To use to do item DTO. To do item DTO. 16 times in the action result. There. Basically all the items are using DTO. That means Ctrl H to do item. Make that to do item DTO. That's not the right one. Next. This should be replaced. Next. Well, it's not so easy as it looks. Let's just replace the headers and it will probably complain. Delete to do item, to do items. And now it will give some errors there. The first one, yeah, well, the easiest way would be copying this, but that's a lazy way to do it. HTTP get to do item DTO requires restarting the application, obviously. To do item there, then we go to the API here. That's this one, and this one should be to do item DTO. There. This one is the put. Where's the put item here? To do item. Still the same. This would be item to DTO. Also, there's much more going on here than the iMeets thing. This should be await context, to do items, select X. Don't change my code there. Items, item to DTO dot X. And there should be a dot in there. That should probably be later on. Get to do items, this one. To do await context, to do items find async, no change. To do item equals null, not found, return item to do. Update, there's no put in here. Where's the put? You don't see a put item there. So we don't need to change this. To do item. Because this is the real one, I think. Stick with the put item there. This is the post. Update, create, delete. There's no post in here. Delete was in here. Delete to do item. To do item await context, to do item find, to do item not found, to do items remove, context save change, async, no content, no changes there. Then the new item there. Private static to do item DTO, and then the arrow item there. ID to do item ID, that should be good now. Will it build, rebuild and apply changes. Output, one succeeded. Suggestion, where's suggestion new? Can be simplified. The simplification would be like this. That's new formatting. verify that you can't post or get the secret field. Let's F5 this. Didn't want to F5 it, wanted to control F5 it. There it is. Then we go to the command. Connect to the 1 version. Now let's get. It's empty, so we have to put some things in there again. Secret in there. My secret. Get. Oh, not allowed. Method not allowed. Nothing in there. Let's try putting an original one in. That's allowed. No, that's also not allowed. Let's see. Where's the put? There. Let's go back to the documentation. No explanation there. Let's go to the top. To update, but we have to create one first. Get post. We need this one, post. So we do HTTP, well, we still in there, and then copy the post item there. But in here we are going to change it a little bit. Comma think it was called secret. Model. Secret. And we are going to put in my secret. That's now in there. Now we are going to get things, connect to do items, get, and now we don't see the secret. And now we're going to do the put thing. Secret. Let's see if that's allowed. My secret 2. Not allowed. Oh, because we have to select one first, I think. Yeah, we have to select the first one. Then we're going to put the thing. No content. And now get. Yeah. Delete to do item. Let's connect first to do items. Get. Still one in there. Connect one. Delete. Connect again. Now it's empty. Let's try to post one again. Now I wonder if we open this in the browser. Where's the browser? There. It now also only shows without the secret. So that all works. Good. So that's it for with controllers. You can download one for this tutorial. It's on GitHub, okay? Get, update, create, delete, create. How's that called in here then? Get, put. Should also be a post one. This one post. And that's renamed to create. Also, this is a little bit different. To do item, new to do item. they split it, I think. And so they updated the code a little bit here. So that's the latest version of GitHub. Let's go back to the document. So that's the first one with the controller. So next, let's go to the minimal web API. Create a web API project. Let's close this. Minimize this one and then go to here. Create a new project. Select ASP.NET Core Web API, that's the same thing, I think. ASP.NET Core Web API. Same thing. Next. Name the project to do API. To do API. Click next. Then remove use controllers. Select 6. Remove controllers. No authentication. Configure HTTPS. And click create. Examine code. A lot less in this one. No controllers, no nothing. Let's have a look at the code. Build a web application, create builder. Build the services and the Swagger Gen app builder. In this case, there's app in there. Use Swagger, use redirection. Weather forecasts. Internal record weather forecast daytime something. The project to template creates a weather forecast API with support for Swagger. Swagger is used to generate documentation help. The following highlighted code adds support for Swagger. That's this part here. And use Swagger stuff over here. Run the app, Control F5. We don't get the certificate stuff because we already have a localhost certificate in there. Same thing. Get, try out, execute. Same thing. That gives us the curl thingy. And the URL 717179 in this case. Yeah, this is the output stuff. Update the generate code. Go to the application there. Let's have a look. Var builder there. Application create builder, builder build. It's there. Just the Swagger stuff is gone now. Tum, 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 tum. Create builder, app, builder build. Then in between there is app, map, get, slash, function, hello world. Run. Is that all? Take everything in between out. The following highlighted code creates web application builder and the web application with pre-configured defaults. Something's wrong over here. Why is that wrong? Changing the return type of lambda. Requires restarting. Yeah, that's okay. So let's control run this, build and apply changes. Swagger, we don't want Swagger. There you are. The following code creates HTTP endpoint, returns hello world, app run, remove the launch URL Swagger. That's the issue. From properties, launch settings, Swagger, there, go away. There it is. Add new GA packages. So we're basically going to do the same thing here. Microsoft in memory. Remembered it from last time. Okay, accept. In memory, select project checkbox. Did I? I think I did. I guess I did. Muscle memory. Select the project checkbox that will follow the proceeding. Also add the diagnostic score package. Install. It's not asking because I selected the project to start with. Add the API code. Back to the program, I think. Using Microsoft Entity Framework Core, var builder, web application, create builder arcs, then we put something in between, builder, services, add DB context. There we are. To do DB option use in memory database. And specifically to do list semicolon builder services, add database developer page exception filter. I love this intelligent stuff, the AI stuff. Let's bring this a bit further forward. App builder map get that we did. Now we put in some other items there. App map get to do items, comma async to do DB, that's the context, DB I think. Fat arrow, await DB to do's to list async. And something similar like this. To do items complete. Async to do database, fat arrow, to do where T fat arrow T is complete, lower I and O is complete. Dot to list async. To do, and then with placeholder ID. Sync, and the integer for the ID. To do database, fat arrow, await to do. Find async ID is to do results. Okay, with the to-do item, otherwise not found. Nothing in the middle, something like this. App map post. To do items. Async. To do, comma, to do db, fat arrow, db to do, to-dos, add to do, await, db save changes, cd AI kicking in, return, results, created, there, some string to do items slash placeholder to do.id. Hello, I mean Shmahi. I'm practicing minimal APIs, as I can see. Yeah, true. We previously did the big one, and now comparing it with the smaller one, the minimal API. To do items to do, where were we? ID, and something in between. To do, semicolon. Let's wrap this up in here. Then some put thing there. App map put. Yeah. There we go again. To do items slash to do items. Set the post. Also needs a to do slash in front. Let's see if that's correct. To do db. Yeah. To do items. What's your thoughts till now? Yeah, the benefit of having the full API is that it's much more verbose, and you get it's. I think it's much clearer, but this is really concise and small, compact code. Probably easier to start with. To do. Oh. To do database, db fat arrow db to-dos. See the AI kicking in again. Loved it. db save changes. Finish it for me. Save changes now. I think it's only made for proof of concept and small microservices. Exactly. Not too much clear, and things grow as things grow up. I think it's the same with the minimal C# application, where you don't have the main program things around. It's nice for demos. And that's exactly the reason why I'm looking at this, to see if we can use this or not for my web application. And my typing skills. So let's see. Results created. Yeah, I was waiting where would it be with filling it out. Place all the text. To do items. Make that to do .id to do. Would have been easier if I just copied the sample code there, but I'm missing something here. The wrap up. This one. No, not that one. This one. And not a single quote. I wanted a semicolon. Yeah. That's the map put. Did I? No, it's not the right one. I just copied the post here. You should have warned me. Async, that should be something completely different. Int ID. Wait. Just revert that. And put an int ID in front. To do input, to do database, that's the same thing. Var to do equals to await db await db to do's find async. Yeah. If to do, that's interesting. It's proposing the equal sign, and here it is null. Let's stick with the demo. Return results not found. There's the AI again. To do name, because we are creating a new one here, is input to do name. Nice. To do is complete equals to input to do is complete. Nice. Saves a lot of typing, so if you look at this, saves, changes async, and then return results. Sometimes with copy paste you don't notice the small things exactly, and you learn nothing by copying and pasting no content. Tap, and now we remove this. Oh, and it changed my code again. We some map delete to delete the item. Map delete. Slash to do items. To do items. Slash placeholder ID. Async int ID to do database fat arrow if await db to do's no db the light theme person. No, really I'm not. Usually I use the dark theme, but sometimes it just starts in the light mode. I think I just installed the preview version, and that started with the light mode again. It's also giving some light in my face. Where were we? Map delete. That should be not db context. That should be db. Why is this? Oh, it's still not created. To do's. Find async. Give it to me. ID. No, come on. Is to do. And something's wrong here. I missed some brackets there. Where did it go? Oh, it's there. That's better. If to do's find async is to do db to do's remove. That's already done. Await db. Let's save. Give it to me. Save change async. No. Async. Return results. My typing today is terrible. Maybe my typing is too terrible every day. I want to try to integrate Mediator with minimal API. What's that? What is that? Increasingly popular over the years, so it's already a long time. What is Mediator? Mediator. Oh, Mediator. That's a nice naming actually. Decoupling. Oh, that's nice. Let me copy this and put that in my notes so I can have a look at that. Interesting. That's what I like with doing the live streams. You hear all these things that you never heard of by doing this on your own. Missing something here. Return results not found. App run. Now we need to create classes. Oh. To do. I highly encourage you to check it out. I will definitely have a look at it. Almost never missing from my projects. I will have a look at it. That's for sure. Learning every day. Oh, let's make this prop. Int id get set prop string nullable name prop bool is complete. That's one. Another class. Almost there. This should actually be in a separate file. Do you follow CQRS? If yes, mediator is go to for .NET devs. I actually usually only write demo code, but I've used it. But I really forgot already what it's all about. Class to do DB. Come on, tab to do DB context. Constructor. Probably to do is need some injection there. I think DB context options to do DB options. Base options, nice. If you're just learning, I advise to check C# records. Yeah, C# records is relatively new for the sake of learning easier ways. True. Public db set to do, that's already generated. Set to do's, fat arrow, set to do. And now I have some issues here. Let's check if that's all. That's not right. This should be like this. And that should be like this. Come on. Something wrong here. db set to do to do's equals to set to do, and they should be these, not the other ones. Also make a note of this record thing and CQRS. To dive in a little bit deeper on that part as well. think we're here. The model and the database context classes. Sample app contains following model. Well, that's basically a repeat of what's there. The to-do item with ID name is complete. Model, the database context. I think that's for entity framework to do. That's also a repeat from the same code. Following highlighted code adds a database context. I think it's already in there. Yes, this. Use in memory. The injection container provides access to the database context and another server. Following code creates the endpoint to do items map post. That's to do this one. To add data in the memory database, that's creating one. Install Postman to test the application. Not sure if I already have Postman in here. No, I don't. I don't. Go to, where's the link there? Download Postman 64 bits. Always accept cookies in my demo environment. Yeah, and that's interesting, but for learning purposes, I think they just why is this, by the way, not created a new page? So for the Swagger thing, they showed it in the controller based thing. In here, there's the Swagger item. Where is it? It was containing Swagger, and this one, I think, for learning purposes, showing you the other option, Postman. And I've used both already, but let's follow the instructions here, just to please the people of Microsoft and to learn. Refresh my memory a little bit on the other one. Start a new page, and then I think I already clicked it. Is it downloads? Yeah, there it is. Where is it going? No, it will start twice, I think. That's a nice progress thingy. Is that it? It's already in there. I do have a Postman account. I'm pretty sure, because I used it several times. Let's check my well, I needed my password. Come on. Postman. There you are. Keep me signed in. Okay. I think they changed the licenses a while ago. Let's go to the instructions, back to the instructions. Start the web app, but it's not the web app, this is the other one, I think. Start the web app, start Postman, disables SSL certificates from file settings. File settings, general tab, disable SSL, testing, create a new request. Oh, we have to finish this first, I think. Yeah, they always do. Where do I start a new request? I think I need to create a workspace or something like that. Collections. Requests. There you are. Post. Set URL to, what's the URL for this one? Control F5. Where is it? There. 7179. Oh, there's a run in between. No, there's not. The hello world is still in there. On the root. Let's go. Where is it? What was it? 7179. Where's my postman? There. HTTPS. Localhost 7179. No, that's the port that's generated by Fish Studio. If you go to the, I think the launch settings in here, there's the port number, I think. I think it's also somewhere here. Debug there. I'm not sure where they put it, but you can set it somewhere. Maybe it's just setting the this one, changing it. It is if you create, I think if you create it using .NET New. You can try that. Repos 2030. Test .NET New. What are the options there? Let's make a list. Let's see what the API naming is. This one, Web API, .NET New Web API. Is there also minimal? I don't think so. Oh, let's try this one. Code. Let's see. apparently it's just generating a random port. So if I run this one, let's see if that's running. Cancel. Now, can we cancel this? Control F5. Which one to pick? Can I just ignore this? I don't want to run this, by the way. This should be .NET run. I was trying to launch the launch settings, to run the launch settings. That's not working. This was probably something like why is it starting my Explorer? HTTPS localhost. This one is 7083. Why is that not working? Didn't it start? Why is that not working? 404, so it's not allowed. So it's security. Yeah, that's what I did. .NET run, but it's apparently it's running, but security is refusing it. Yeah, it's working, but I'm not allowed to access it apparently from the start. Must be some security setting in there. There's nothing in here yet. I think there's no interface at all, maybe. Well, let's continue with the other one. The question was, will it take 5,000 as support? But even with the new one, it's just creating a random port, not 5,000 anymore. I thought it was fixed on 5,000, like you mentioned. Let's close this, clean it up a little bit. Where were we? That's already done. That's already done. There. Don't go over the chat. Let's see. The URL that was in there, 7.1. Here in the example, they use 5001. Usually it's, I think 5001 on HTTPS and 5000 on HTTP. Select the body tab. Where's the body tab? There is the body tab. Select raw. Set type to JSON. JSON. In the request body, enter JSON. Adding a new doc there. Enter send. select send. So this is the example. Nope. The get endpoints test the get endpoints. Now make this get. To do items. Case sensitive? I don't think so. Nothing. So didn't it add it just now? Or is it case sensitive? No, I don't think so. Try localhost port swagger for the new, yeah. Just stopped it already. Let's do it. There's no swagger in this one, I think. Is there? This one doesn't have swagger. Oh, that's true. You're right. Let's go in here. Zip repos. CD 2030. CD tests. .NET. Run. There you are. Pick this one. Copy. Swagger. Not swagger. There you are. Get. Try it out. Execute. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, but you can see that's not 5,000. Should have done that immediately, using the swagger thing. Let's kill this. Now to find out why it was not inserted. Request body is empty. Where is it? No. Let's try again with adding this, because I think it wasn't added. Create a new request, make that post. Well, the error is there's no return value. Post to do items, the port is right, I think, is it? Yeah. To do items. Now go to the body already, that's what we already did. Select send. JSON is selected. .201 created. So it was created. Do I now need to create a new request then? Copy this. Get a request. There it is. Now it worked. I don't need to do .NET or Entity Framework update. YouTube is blocking my message, like the with the link probably. There's There's a YouTube security setting somewhere. And I've been spammed a lot lately by all kinds of YouTube virus links. So that was disabled. Now this actually is running from in memory. So that's actually a nice thing. The weather forecast is still in there. So this is also working. Getting this, and we should also be able to get one, I think. Like we do something like one. It's doing the same thing. 2 doesn't exist. Not found. Yeah, I finished. Really? Now I have to think of a way to put it in my real application. I probably will go for the controller thing in my real app. Yeah, so we're 2 hours in now, and I think I'm going to wrap it up now. Test the endpoints. This is what we already did. Return values, examine the put endpoint. Test the put, so we're going to change some information there. Let's try a new one. This will be put. And then in the body, put in JSON, fish feed. So if we look at the original one, get this returns. Where is it? Where's my button? There. The name is walk dog. And if we go to do this, put, change the name to fish feed. Feed fish. Not allowed. Why not? Should I do this on this? Bad request. Oh, really? Yeah, right. The idea of the the minimal API approach is for people who are building things with things like Node and stuff like that, where you have just a few lines and you're on your way. With .NET, you already saw that in the other one. If you go to this one, you had to put in all this code to even get started. Where is it? This is the minimal thing. Well, that already is kind of huge, and especially if you show that to students that's they're not eager to type in pages full of code. I'm not sure why the put item is failing. I was thinking this should be 1, but even then it's it's giving me the method not allowed thingy. So I go back to the documentation there. Put, where's put? To do. Should be okay. All the way down to the put section. Check that with the code. Delete put. There you are. Oh, that's not right. That should be ID. See, we are debugging our own code here. Save. And go back to here. Send. I probably need to rebuild it. Control F5. Let's see if it still exists. Yeah, now it's empty because we didn't put in anything. That's the downside of the in-memory thing. Yeah, exactly. So we have post this one in, and that will return item 1. So if we get this, it should return it. Yes. Now if we change it, walk dog to feed fish, no content, that should be okay. So now go back to this one and see. There you are, feed fish. Excellent. Examine delete endpoint. Let's see if we made a typo there. So we create a new one there. Delete. And bring in the item 1. Item 1, and I think there's nothing needed in the body. Okay, that one is deleted. Find out if there's still items left. And none left. If you ask me, I find it stupid to send the ID in JSON if it's already mentioned. Yeah, exactly. I fully agree, because if you have already have it here, so why is this needed then? Maybe if we just try it out. Let's post it in again. Now we have item 2. Let's get all the items. We only have one item 2. And then we're changing number 2. But let's see what happens if we remove the ID here. See if it picks it up from the URL. This is actually also working, I think. Let's try go back in here. To do items. See, we have a feed fish, so it's now it's actually not needed. Yeah, and also the statement was, by the way, that the put can also be only be done to receive a full object. But it actually did work. Maybe Postman is doing something here. Something else. So if I run this, 204 no content. But if I now go into the get again, see it was feed fish. So definitely changing the value here without bringing in the full object. So that was something that was mentioned in the full one. If you go have a look at this one, where's the put? This is the post. Connect get method, put here. Put to do item is similar to post to do item, except it uses put. The response is according to HTTP specification. A put request requires a client to send the entire updated entity, not just the changes. So apparently we are violating the HTTP specification if we don't bring in the ID. So then the question is, what if we just do this and we don't change this and only change other? Take the comma out, send this, still no content, but it definitely changed only the one item. So apparently we are violating the HTTP specification, but it does work. It is working in Postman. Put code. How to put code in here. Oh. There you have it. Is it? Oh, so it collects the ID, the to-do item, but it's also setting it to the input to-do. And that's interesting because we can maybe debug this. Let's debug this. Put a break in here, and then F5. Let's see if it's the same port. 7179, so that did not change. And now going to the Swagger thing there. Going to the, oh, we probably have nothing left now. Yeah, it's empty, so we have to post a new one in. Number 1. Now we have to change this. Number 1. Actually, because if we don't specify the ID in the JSON, then the to-do object is initialized with 0 or null maybe, but you're assigning it to a founded object using a routing parameter. That might be true. Now it breaks. And the ID is 1. Because it takes it from here, I think. then see if it's found. It's actually found the item by the ID indeed. Yeah. But the question then is because we put this one in. Oh, that's interesting because we don't put the by default. Yeah, by default it's getting the is complete false, and the something other than else, that's a new value, but the ID is not used in here. So if we continue here, you see the name will be changed from this one, and the is complete is false, but it was already it's even changing it. So let's check in here. So it was true. So it's actually changing the thing to false, if I'm correct. Now save change, F5. And where is it? This one. And now get it. See, it changed the is complete value by default. So actually this is kind of crappy code if you ask me, because this one is actually overwriting it with some ID that is not matching the ID in here. So this should be, it should be matching this one. What shall we give it? A conflict or something? Bad request? Conflict? 409? Well, it's just for kicks. Oh. No, let's put a semicolon there. Yes. And I'm kind of OCD on this. Put brackets in for readability. You're getting a full object with correct ID using the routine parameter, right? But you're matching it with something else. Let's break on here. And now it's probably empty again, so let's check. Oh, I need to run it. There's no connection because I did not run it. Set the ID to 100 in JSON. Yeah, in the URL you mean. Let's see what we have. Nothing. Let's put one in. The walking dog is in. ID is 1. So now if we put in, let's first try what we just did previously. Sending it in, and now it will not match. F10, yeah, it will be returning. And now we have a 409 conflict. So now do the same thing, but with the way you were mentioning. If we just take this Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right on that. Because if we put in like 100 in there, and we need to run this, otherwise it's not giving an API. Oh, it was already running. Yeah, it's already running. Let's check if there's something in there. The 1 is still in there. The put, now we have 100 in there. Send. And now the input to do is 0, while this one is 100. Yeah. In the URL, keep it 1, and in the JSON 100. Yeah. But the JSON 100 will be ignored. This one will fail because this one won't be retrieved from the memory. See, now it's not found. Now return this one back to 1, and then make this ID would be 100. Let's try this. So this one should now show 100, yes, with something else. The ID is 1 from the URL. And now the 1 is found. And it's not matching the ID from this one. It's just simply putting it over it. And then continue, and this will succeed. No content. Sending it out. See, there's definitely made a change. So this is, I think, this crappy code because it's it should check the ID on this, just like we just did before, adding the ID check. If ID not equal to input, right? And should not be not found, it should be something else. Return results. Let's try a different one now. I think it's a challenge. What do you think? Number 2. How many do we have now? We have 2. Now go to the put and make that 2. So the idea is existing and the 100's not. Send. Whoa, that's even worse. Maybe I should check this. Try it again. The ID is 2 and the ID is 100. 10. So that's interesting. If you bring it back a challenge, then it's giving you this output. Let's make that bad request. Where is it? Let's rebuilding, yes. Let's try if there's something in there now. Still something in there. Put. Send. Yeah, that's much better. Although it's really not a bad request, but it definitely is better than making changes to something that you're not planning to change, if you ask me. Okay, let's wrap it up. I'm already 2 hours and 17 minutes in right now, and I have to get up early tomorrow. Where are you from? I'm from the Netherlands, Europe. The center of COVID at this time, if you ask the people. I will definitely have a look at the mediator thing. Belgium. Okay, really. So we're neighbors. Yeah, let's wrap it up. It was a good session looking at the minimal API and the old-fashioned one. Let's get in here. Yeah, so that was cool. Learned a lot today, and we're going to learn a lot more if you ask me for the next sessions. If you don't already follow, hit the follow button if you like, and hit the bell if you want to see when I'm back online. Also, you can go to Twitch, twitch.tv/soft as in software. I almost forgot my own channel name. Good, great, thanks. Thanks for watching. I will be back on Thursday, but Thursday usually is more like office development, office JavaScript extensions building office JavaScript extensions for Microsoft Office, and there's some sort of a niche subject from my part. And Tuesdays usually things like this: .NET, Blazor, and working on my website. So there's different things, different beasts, completely different beasts. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time again. See you. Bye bye.